Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Pleasure to have you with us as we tape downtown in the lobby of Fairfield Federal. It's another beautiful day, dry, which we've said that a lot over the summer here in Lancaster, Fairfield County. And I tell people I'm old enough to remember when it did rain in Lancaster, but those days perhaps have passed for a while. But all kidding aside, it's a beautiful day, and our next guest, I'm sure, hopes he will have some dry weather when his event comes up. And we are talking about the Fairfield County Fair, the last and best of the season. We've got the head man down there, the director of the Fairfield County Fair, Jim Marcinko. Jim, first of all, welcome. Pleasure to have you here, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Always nice to meet you. Good to meet you. Always a pleasure to have you on. There's probably no more fun event to talk about than the Fairfield. I'm not sure it's always that much fun for you. I think there's a lot of fun involved, but he does the work aspect of it. But it's coming up here. We've got the free day coming up this Sunday, and it actually kicks off Monday morning with a ribbon cutting ceremony. But all your hard work all year, it's almost here.
It's almost. It's coming up fast.
It's coming up fast. Are you ready?
We're getting there.
You got a week to go yet. I'm sure a lot of the real work in terms of I know where all the art halls and everything, that real work's really is this week.
Right. Yeah. They'll be bringing everything in this weekend, and they'll be placing it, and we judge it Sunday and Monday. One thing a little bit different this year, we will have the commercial part of the art hall will be open. Which in the past
on Sunday?
On Sunday.
Oh, really? That is new.
Yeah, we've all with the commercial part. That way, they get the vendors there get to have their businesses.
An extra day for them.
Exactly.
So the area that would have the judging of the whatever it is, what kind of food or what kind of vegetable it is, that's not.
That would be closed off.
Okay,
still.
very good.
So your signs there.
So you're all laid out, and it's in all those spokes on the wheel. You can work that out pretty good.
Exactly.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try it this year and see how it goes.
Okay. Very good.
How that goes.
And I'll say this: when you drive down Fair Avenue or up High Street as you're heading toward Rising Park, right there, and you go past the Fairfield County Fair, what a beautiful place you've made this over the years. All the white buildings and the red roofs on top. It's the fair. I'm glad it generates enough money and enough income to keep it looking nice. And now the lots. I can remember I was a kid. You always come over and it could get a little soupy there when it rained, but that's been a lot of years ago. But now everything's paved, everything's laid out. Just a tremendous looking fairgrounds you have.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
We get a lot of compliments. We just had a hog show there a couple weeks ago, and had a lot of people from out of state at it, and quite a few from out of state. Several different states around us, and they all complimented on how nice the buildings were and how nice the fairground, the setting, with the mountain and all that there. It's just beautiful.
There's no more beautiful setting, that's sure. And I'll say a big part of this is we'll give the fair board, the bosses that you work for there. When I was a young person, I think the fair was really only open, the fairgrounds were really only open that week of the fair. They didn't do much other things. There weren't any other events, and I'm sure that limited their income to whatever they generated from that week.
Yeah.
But the fair board, in their wisdom, has determined. You see the new AAA building there in the back, and all the nice things that you've been added on. Now I don't believe there. And you could correct me. I don't believe there's a Saturday or a Sunday when something in the course of a year doesn't go on. There can't be many weekends.
No, there probably maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend is like only the holiday weekend.
Sure.
We try to give our guys off.
But I'm sure this has done a lot to generate funds that's enabled you to do the many things that you've done. Exactly. I know there's a new building there now. You've got a new restroom and things right there by the track.
Put that in last year, and that was a tremendous thing to put in. I mean, it was something we needed to get done. The other restroom was, I think, about 80 years old, so it needed changed out, as they say, new back in, and it's all handicap accessible, and we got a couple family restrooms there attached to it also. So it definitely was a good improvement to fairgrounds, one that we needed to do, obviously.
Sure. Well, we want to mention, too, that this is the 174th anniversary of the best and the last fair of the season. We honestly believe that. Brought to you by the Fairfield County Agricultural Society, October 6th through the 12th. That's Monday. The 6th will be Monday. So Friday is the free day. And again, there'll be some openings at the Art Hall. Things will be open there a little bit different. Right. But all the food and on this free Sunday, sometimes I know there are some people that just go that day because, I mean, if it's a day like this where it's a beautiful day, it's packed.
It's packed, yeah. I've always kind of joked around that, hey, if we ever need money, we could always charge for the free day.
That might be your last day as director. That'd be a rough day to get over. You can make a lot of changes, but I'm not sure you could do that.
Right. But people appreciate that, and
so
we appreciate everybody coming out.
You've got a lot of rides this year, kids stuff.
Yep, we got a couple brand new rides. They haven't told us what they are, but the company's bringing in a couple brand new rides for our fair. So
nice.
That's we have Kissel Amusements out of Cincinnati, who we have. So we stay in the state. So we didn't get a company out of state for that, but they've been here with our ride company for the last 3 or 4 years. So we enjoy it. They have good rides and clean rides. Because they'll move them in and then they wash them again.
Okay.
Wash them when they leave someplace.
Well, that's important to have them clean. Parents want to know that the kids are on them. They don't want to.
Exactly. Yeah, they wash them all the time there and do a good job with them and try to put on a good show for everybody.
Now, I know most every day, maybe every day, but most every day has kind of a theme. I know Wednesday is Senior Citizens Day, and if I remember correctly, Monday is that Veterans?
That's Veterans Day, yes.
Yeah, so what do you kind of celebrate with that? What kind of goes on?
Well, we have at 2 o'clock, we have a presentation there at the WLOH tent.
Okay.
And they'll pile in, crowd in there, because it generally is full up with people there, and do a presentation for the veterans, and it's a good day, a real good day. One thing that we've added this year with that day is we're having a big truck and tractor pull. We don't normally have that on Monday. We have ours on Wednesday. We have the NTPA truck and tractor pull, which is a national truck and tractor pull circuit, and we're hoping it'll bring a big crowd.
Well,
it should. I mean, it is the big boys. What I've heard, I've never been to one, but they are serious about their pulling when they come.
if they're serious, that's big time because these are some monster vehicles.
You're exactly
when you
right.
bring that in, I mean, the noise is just a great event to be around.
Yeah, we got that on Monday. Then on Tuesday we have the bull riding, which we've always had on Monday. We got it on Tuesday, so. I don't want people forget about it, but then we do our normal truck and tractor pull, combine derby, and then our 2 auto derbies. So
is that Friday and Saturday?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And we've got a full week with entertainment, and we did move around some of the animals this year, so people will have to. If you have your favorite animals like your goats and your sheep and stuff like that, you might have to go searching for them, and that means you can walk more of the fairgrounds and buy more food.
Well, again, the buildings are just marvelous. Now, was that movement determined by the amount of animals you had, or it just was logistically it was a better way?
Well, combination.
Okay.
Logistically, the one building, the small show arena was getting too small for the number of animals we had, and the people that wanted to come and watch and stuff like that. So we moved them over to the other side of the fairground. They can use the big show arena, and. The animals' numbers are about the same, or some of them are going down a little bit just because of high price of feed and hay.
Sure.
So with the dry weather, they're going to be higher.
Sure.
And but we've got everything pretty well ready to go, but we're still working on getting some of the pens set up, stuff like that. If you're changing them around, you have to have a different configuration, that which we've done for the last 20, 30 years, it all changes,
Got Jim Marcinko with it. Jim is the director of the Fairfield County Fair out there, works for the Ag Society. So Monday is the Veterans Day. Now, what is that? Help me here. Admission is no charge for veterans?
Yes.
No charge for veterans on that. And again, 2 o'clock. It's at the LOH tent now. That's where the big.
Yes, that's where.
I was going to say it used to be at the grandstand, but that's no longer over there now.
No,
so
you're right.
We still miss that. I still see old pictures of that, and you'll see the mountain with the grandstand in front. That was the original grandstand, I guess.
Exactly.
That was the original one down there.
It actually had been moved 2 times before we ended up over there.
Is that right?
It'd been moved around the track.
Well,
I keep trying to think. with all the as big as that was and all the pieces, how in the heck would you move it back in those days?
Kind
get it around there.
Makes you realize some smart people.
Exactly.
Now, I know you have the horse stalls up and down there. Are those in use during the fair?
Basically, they're used for the harness racing.
Harness racing. That's about the only time.
Basically, yes.
Now, what days are the harness racing?
They're Wednesday and Thursday.
2 days.
That would be the 9th and the 10th.
Okay.
My
in-laws used to always like to go. They'd come up, and my mother and father-in-law, and there's my wife's brother, would be home from Germany every few years, and they always would come home then because they always wanted to watch that. Sit in the grandstand, and the paramutual betting is still going on.
Still goes on.
Even more legal now. Lots of things.
Right.
So, and then Wednesday is another big day is the
Senior Citizen Day.
Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Day Care with Edward Jones, Wolf Country Radio, Homestead Senior Care. I'll give a plug for the event that I'm kind of involved with Mark Bohack and LH Tent. Again, you talk about a full house. That's generally it. 50 years married couple, 12:30 on Wednesday. That's a fun thing. Stop down and see us.
Yeah, well, I'll try to.
We'd love to. I know you're busy. I hear your name often on the loudspeakers. Can Jim report?
That's right. Well, I try to keep busy.
I'm sure you do.
If not, I try to hide well.
That's why they're always calling for you.
That's right.
You have any real big things? We've got a couple minutes left. Any real big changes that you want to talk about this year?
Really,
you already hit them.
Really, the biggest thing is with having that truck and tractor pull.
Yeah.
And we were charging admission for it because we basically had to with the cost because the cost coming in. But they're $15. And the other, I guess, big change would be any of our grandstand events that are sell tickets to. The tickets can be purchased online.
Ooh, that's a big addition.
Yeah.
And what do you know the website?
Well, they just go to our website.
Go to your website.
www.fairfieldcountyfair.org.
Fairfieldcountyfair.org.
Right on there, you can purchase them there.
It's a good website. A lot of information. And now tickets can be purchased online.
Right.
Get them ahead of time. Won't have to stand in the line there. Just walk in.
Or if you come to the fairgrounds, we've got those QR codes. You can do that with your phone, and it'll take you right to it there.
Nice.
Or just
Very
from
nice.
your phone.
Staying with the times, man.
Well,
You're getting
we're trying to.
high tech, Jim.
Well, I'm not so much I am, but they are.
You know people that are.
That's right.
It's coming up this weekend. Sunday is the free day, and it's the October 6th to the 12th, Monday, the ribbon cutting. What time? 7 or
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock on Monday morning. It starts out. It's you may be calling it the last and best, and 100% agree with that.
Exactly.
It's a fabulous week down there for just engage the community, come from all over the country. I'm sure people come back in just to be involved with the fair.
Hear a lot of stories. People come back for reunions and just to get together with people from classmates at high school.
Well, thank your board from the Ag Society for what they do. It's just a great-looking fairgrounds, and it has, I don't know, a more beautiful setting with the mountain behind it right there. You guys just do such a tremendous job. Hope you have just a wonderful week again, the 174th anniversary of the Fairfield County Fair. Good luck.
I appreciate it.
Sure,
thank you very much.
We'll be back on Fairfield Today in just a moment.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Blue Carroll Bulldogs.
It was a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice.
Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game, and thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions, first time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
If you've been thinking about getting a home loan, now is the time. Hi, this is Carrie James from Fairfield Federal. Our experienced lenders are here to help you make your vision a reality. For more than 125 years, we've been helping our community achieve homeownership. Fairfield Federal has convenient online application for your home loan, home equity loan, and home equity line of credit needs. Visit fairfieldfederal.com to get started. Fairfield Federal for checking, savings, and home loans. Data charges may apply, subject to credit approval. Member FDIC equal housing lender, NMLS number 402612.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I am driven by my belief that every individual deserves an opportunity to achieve mental and emotional balance, and I'm very passionate about contributing to that process.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
What makes Fair Hope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fair Hope what it is.
Fairfield Medical Center is more than a hospital. We're a health system that's been putting people first for more than a century. From the youngest patients to the eldest, our compassionate team of caregivers are here to support you through every season of life. We are healers, cheerleaders, patient advocates, and champions. Your health is our greatest accomplishment, and we are proud to serve you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Another kind of a nonprofit group that does great work in town. It's the Harcum House, currently out on East Main Street here in Lancaster. We'll talk where that is and why that's important to talk about, maybe moving in the future. We'll talk about that. But we've got the right people on to talk about. We've got Cody Tatum on. Cody is on my far right. He's the executive director of the Harcum House. Cody, I think this is maybe the first time you've been on?
Very first time. I'm very thankful for having me.
We're honored to have you here. We got Regina Shaw next to me. Regina, you are not an employee of the Harcum House. You have your own Fairfield Medical Center place over there. We understand it, but you're volunteering for this, and there's a big art gala coming up that's going to benefit the Harcum House, and you have a real cause celeb to be involved in that, and we'll talk about that. So we're excited about that. But Cody, tell us a little bit about the Harcum House. Right now you're out on East Main, and what I remember is that old Super X strip mall right there. You're involved in there, and pretty tight quarters out there for you, right?
Pretty tight quarters, and exactly what you said, in a strip mall. So Harcum House, we're a child advocacy center. So what we do is we coordinate the community's response to child abuse. Particularly, we support a heavy amount of child sexual abuse victims as they come from outcry to supporting the investigative process, and then into the support for healing on the back end. So that's what we kind of do out there. And as you can imagine, a strip mall, while we're very thankful for the space we've had for these years, not the most warm and comforting place, unfortunately, for kids and families to come. So
it's difficult work at best that you and your organization do. So thanks for you and your people being able to do that. That's under the most trying of circumstances. I'm sure you see some things that would put the hair up on our necks at times. So we appreciate all you do over that. But part of the thing about the Harcum House is that with those tight quarters, you're talking about maybe a move coming up in the future. That's got to be so exciting.
It is, and I'm an excitable person, so it is exciting to say the least. We've started and launched a capital campaign. Regina is a member of that capital campaign committee and a longtime supporter and friend of the Harcum House. But we've identified a new space. We've been working with some early investors and funders to try to bring this concept to reality, and we're very thankful to say that we're going to be moving to 216 Trace Drive in the future. That capital campaign has really just begun, and we're looking for support to really take what is, and I appreciate you acknowledging difficult topics. What we do is we work with tremendously brave kids that are standing up for themselves, and we just want to empower that voice. And my hope is that this community will rally behind this cause, and for those people that may have experienced things like this in the past when Harcum House wasn't here, they can be part of changing this culture and this community to respond to kids the right way. And we're so thankful for the support we've had, and just really looking to do this the right way so that this is a safe haven for kids.
You talk about Trace Drive?
216 Trace Drive.
For those of us around here that you remember, when you pull into Hunter Trace, it's that big doc office. It used to be Fairfield Medical Center, and they were involved with that, but it was a doctor's office. And this will bring us to Regina Shaw, who'll talk about that. There's going to be a big art gala, a big fundraiser. Sounds like a tremendous event coming up, and you're involved in that. You have a real reason for that, besides your connection to the Harcum House.
Yes, besides the connection to the Harcum House, it is called the Charles B. Shaw Art Gala. And so Charles is my brother. He passed away tragically in a car accident in 2019. And so the Art Gala is really in honor of him. It was something he had done for years. He had done it for Fairfield Heritage, Fairfield for our hospice here in town. And he's really tried to promote nonprofits, but by also bringing fine art into it and exposing the artists as well as the nonprofits. And so when Charles passed, we wanted to continue this, but then this funny thing called the pandemic happened, and it made it a little challenging to do it. And then finally, we got the courage up and said, let's do this again. And when we thought, who do we want this to benefit? Obviously, as a former board member of the Harcum House and other members of the board on there, we all agreed this would be a cause Charles would really want to support. And so this is our second year doing it, and both years the proceeds are going to the Harcum House.
So what's the agenda here? Where is it going to be? How's it run?
Okay, it is going to be on October 3rd. It is at Provisions, and so after they close, we are there from 6 to 9 p.m.
You'll make a complete reversal.
It really does. You'll see there the week before, art will be hanging on the wall, but it'll be covered, so you won't actually get to see the artwork, so we don't unveil it until that night.
Nice.
The artists give us 40% of the proceeds for that, so they're very generous, big supporters of the Harcum House as well. And but when you come in, it is still Provisions, but it has a different vibe, a different feel, a different look to it. And it is just a lot of fun. We really had such a great turnout last year, more than we ever expected. And it is, you just come in, we have hors d'oeuvres, we do a wine sampling, and then of course buying art and other things to support our cause.
Well, it's going to be a wonderful event down there. It'll be fun to see that. Now, is it auction, live auction, silent auction?
Nope, it's strictly, you get to go and look at the art. There's a price on it, and if you decide to buy it, we get to put the red dot over it saying that's all yours.
Move on.
Move on.
Move
it's all
on
yours.
to the next one.
You can also buy wine that Matt Brady will have there. Some of the proceeds for that will go back to Proceed. Nice. And then Terry Vandervoort actually did our family a huge favor. When my brother passed, she came out and took pictures of his art collection, and she put it into a book altogether, and it is called the Yellow Cottage book because that's the place where he was living. And that book, we made a hardback book and sold it, and sold out of those years ago, and we're unable to make it for the same kind of price, but we worked with our friends down at North End, and we did another printing, and so we will have those books for sale there too. Wonderful. And so it's really awesome. And to see all of his art now is dispersed amongst I'm one of 9 kids, so dispersed amongst the family, but to have it all in one place is truly an honor.
Well, Cody, I have to think that the Harcums would be very pleased at something like this that's going to be used to further the cause that they saw so important.
Absolutely, and to know what that legacy means, and that they saw fit to help us move our mission forward. It truly does feel incredible, and especially so coming from you, Regina. I'm so thankful for you.
So when you move out to the new facility, and again, it's always all about the money. We understand that. How that it always works. It always is, and that's a rule of life. You can take that to the bank. that when you move out there, will there be additional services you'll be providing, or is it just the same services in a warmer and friendlier environment?
Well, the same core services in a warm and friendly environment, but an expansion of those services. And really, over the last 4 years, we've seen almost 100% increase. We see about 450 kids a year
In
now.
4 years, it's been 100% increase?
Yeah, so historically, for that last decade, we saw about 250 a year. And since 2021, that's been in the 400s now.
Cool.
So we need more room to do that. We need the ability to respond to kids when they need us, not, booking them out. We also need to be able to expand our trauma therapy services, so not just responding to that front end, but really doing the work, the rubber meeting the road, so that kids really heal. So we will be expanding those offerings, but staying with that core child advocacy center model of providing these forensic interviews, medical exams, advocacy, and therapy services.
Now, how many folks do you have down there at the Harcum House?
We have 6.5, the half being a part-time person.
You do a lot of work for 6.5 people.
Well, we also have a facility dog, Ona, and I must mention her. She has a very
6
important
3/4.
job. And
There you
3/4, yeah. But yeah, I work with some incredible people who are dedicated to helping improve kids' lives. So I'm just thankful that my role a lot of the time is to go represent the things that they're doing every single day.
So Regina, when you were on the board down there, obviously you're somebody that feels very passionate about what they do down there and still do, and you've talked
Yes,
about that.
yes.
But was it a light bulb moment that came on to say, this is what my brother would want, or this is just a perfect fit for them?
It really was kind of like that. I think one of the things Charles always liked to support were things like, I would say this too, I could not do Cody's job. I could not do any of their jobs. And how do you then support them so they are able to do this and provide this much needed service? And that's how he functioned and looked at those kind of things.
So he, obviously, this
Yeah.
is right up his wheelhouse.
Right up his
too.
alley. It's like,
Yeah.
I've got to support this. I'm glad they're doing it. I don't have to. And I want to also throw in for Cody, one of the big things that Harcum House does is they work with our law enforcement agencies. They work with the police,
sure.
the sheriff. They work with the prosecutor's office. So it's all the counseling and all that stuff that they provide, but they do it in coordination with all these other agencies. And so having the room and the space to accommodate that is, to me, even more key, so that a child isn't going to the police and then to the they have one place to do all that.
So the new services the new facility that you'll be in out there, you would just probably amp up your services in ways we can't even imagine.
Absolutely, that's the goal. Number one, to work ourselves out of a job eventually, because this response has become so incredible. But number two, to always find what else we can do. Kids face an uphill climb, to say the least, when they go through this type of adversity. So part of it is having the room to help these dedicated professionals investigate and coordinate that response. Part of it's kids not walking into a strip mall and wondering if their neighbors can see them. Just giving everything we can to give kids ultimately their best chance.
So Regina, let's hit this one more time. When and where and what times for the art show? Art Gala, I guess we're calling it.
Art Gala. Charles B. Shaw Art Gala, October 3rd, is at 6 to 9 at Provisions. And you can get tickets online. If you go to the Harcum House's website, they have a button right there, right up front.
Right on front.
Very interactive.
And then you can, if you're in any of a lot of the local downtown businesses, we have flyers and we have posters up that have a QR code that you can order your tickets there. But if you forget, you can just get them at the door as well.
Okay.
We do have the wine sampling as a part of that, so it is $25. So thank you for reminding me to mention that. So we have hors d'oeuvres, we have the wine sampling, and then again, there's art and just a fun time.
And be ready for a crowded evening. 'Cause
that's right.
If last year is any...
I'm hoping
Yeah.
another crowded evening.
Well, it's going to be a wonderful event. I can't think of two things that fit together, meld together, is this art show with your brother's kind of name behind it, and then the Harcum House. I mean, great organization. You do such good work down there. So we hope it's a successful time, and maybe next time we talk, we'll say, now from your new facility on Trace Drive. That'd be wonderful. Is there any ETA, or that's still way in advance?
Yeah, the ETA is just, out there in the future. We're making great progress. I have a great capital campaign committee, and we'll keep the community updated, but I would be doing a disservice if I tried to guess at dates.
We understand how all that works in the nonprofit world. So best of luck, Regina. Thank you for joining us. Cody, thanks for joining us. Harcum House, the Art Gala coming up. It's all on the website there. You can find it all and actually get the tickets online too. That's pretty cool that you can do that. Very nice. I want to thank you folks for joining us today. It's important work you do and important fundraising that will help that. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Sure. Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.